are we doing something new in the medium of making mead? I don't know that it matters, but it feels like we're all starting to explore it right now, as if we're discovering it. Maybe we're rediscovering it. Again, I don't think it matters, but it feels like there's a groundswell with this right now.
I mean, in history, the low ABV mead was the standard rather than the exception, because they didn't want to wait; they wanted to drink it now. But it wasn't carbonated, obviously, But or at least not intentionally.
Not on purpose.
Right.
Most of it. Well, I mean, a lot of the again, back in history, a lot of the meads never went into bottles. It was fermented right in the barrel. And an open-topped barrel at that, because wild yeast, or they would throw toast in there, and because bread, and they would let that ferment for 3 days or 5 days or 7 days or whatever, and then they would just start dipping out of there, like, here's your mug of mead, and slap it down.
Drinking it for breakfast.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Mead. It's what's for breakfast. But
it made water palatable and safe to drink.
Small beer was the same way, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2 to 3% beer, and even children drank it. Because water's not safe.
Because it didn't give you dysentery.
Exactly. Yeah. And in those days, diarrhea killed everybody that got it. Or at least a lot of people that got it. So. I think you're right. We are rediscovering it, because the commercial and or home mead making world of the present never really was doing that, because the yeast didn't allow for it. People weren't trying to do it, at least not that I saw. You didn't see people going, how do I get my mead down to 4%? You never saw that. It was always people going, how can I hit 35 or 40%? And then again, the answer was always, but why would you want to do that? Isn't there rum? There's rum. We can drink rum.
And I think there's also an element maybe to that we're growing up and we're seeing the diversity that mead can offer. And where I learned, both of the product lines are going to have their fit, and you'll probably have people that love both of them. They're drinking the fresh stuff right now while they're hanging out with you, and then they're taking the strong, sweet stuff off the shelf to take it home to do who knows what with and when. Maybe it's a gift, maybe it's, date night drink, who knows, whatever. And it feels like giving them the ability to do that is going to change some people's mind about this, going, wow, this is a totally different beverage than I thought it was. I thought it was just the sicky sweet stuff at the bottom of the shelf at the grocery store, but boy, these guys are making some really interesting stuff that I don't even get drunk off of it. Like, it's fun to drink, but I don't have a hangover, and I can have a couple glasses of it. I'm looking forward to that.
Like hangovers bad.
Yeah.
Lack of hangover is starting to become a selling feature the older I get.
Yeah. I totally don't. I drink to enjoy what I'm drinking, not to get drunk, really, anymore.
Are you guys just picking on me because I've got a hangover?
Not at all. We would
absolutely.
We would.
Well, now that you've been
terrible.
Probably keep that going.
Yeah, just for anybody, that you guys can't see the internal feed. Hamish had a rather exuberant business dinner last night that included vast quantities of alcohol. So.
Dinner? There was no food.
Yeah.
Liquid dinner.
Those are the worst ones too. Oof.
Oh God, yeah. Where it's all. My husband goes to some of those where it's like all drinking. It's like, oh God, that's rough. Especially if you got to get up and work the next day.
Yeah, all whiskey, all neat, all nut.
Ugh. I mean, not that I love whiskey, but ouch.
Yeah, that's definitely a little scary.
Yeah, it is a little scary. Not to mention the karaoke factor that crops up when there's a lot of whiskey involved.
Oh dear God.
Yep, deep thoughts from Vicky. There we go. Yep.
That's why I don't drink Jack Daniels anymore.
Sorry, you just made me choke because I was imagining you having a few drinks and going to that helium bar we were talking about.
Yeah, I think we should, because if nothing else, it would be amusing. Yeah, there's a bar.
Helium-inspired karaoke with Vicky.
Yeah, there's a bar in Florida where you can go and pay, I don't know, $5 for basically a big ol' inhale of helium, and then you can karaoke on helium.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like only in Florida, and
I was about to say,
maybe Southern California.
If you guys are coming to Colorado in a couple of months, that can be an interesting place too.
Yeah, it can be. I've gone. Well, we used to go after the Mazer Cup because after 4.5 days of mead, you really don't want to look mead in the face anytime soon. Especially when you're judging hundreds of them, it's like, don't even talk to me about that stuff. I don't even want to know. I'm done for a while.
Give me
I'm
a
done with this.
beer.
Give me a beer. And we go beer hunting. In Colorado, beer hunting is there's beer hunting opportunities everywhere. And it's open season year round.
Yep, lots of it.
Oh God, yeah. People ask me and they're like, "What do you do?" And I said, "Drive up to Boulder, park your car, and just start walking. There's a brewery on every block. There's more of them than there are Starbucks in Seattle. And that's true. There are. I mean, it's crazy."
Yeah, looking at a map of Boulder when you've filtered on, just pubs or breweries or whatnot.
They're everywhere.
Is that right? Is that really that many pins on the map?
I know.
Yep.
You should filter for that in churches and see if they match up.
Interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
They're across the street from each other.
Generally.
One opens its doors, the other one closes its doors. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Lots of towns, that was, like, you could tell how good a town was by how many churches versus bars it had. It depends on the town. In the South, not so much, because they don't have bars here. At least not in North Carolina. You can't have a bar. You can have a restaurant that serves alcohol, or you can have a pub that serves nibbles, but there must be food involved.
Oh, I don't think I've ever actually noticed that there.
Yeah, breweries are the exception. Breweries, wineries are the exception, and many of them don't serve food. But you can't just where I grew up in Michigan now. There are bars. You go and it's bars. It's alcohol, and that's all they've got. And get over it, And it's just odd how different it is. But we are 20 minutes over time, which is amazing because I actually thought it'd be shorter because we didn't have a meadery interview. Silly me, I should know better.
You should.
Yeah, I should. And I think we've had fun. We've been getting feedback, people going, "Wow, this was great," and I'm really listening and all that. So I think that we did a good thing here.
I think so too. I got pinged on Facebook by a couple of people going, "Listen to the show. It's really great tonight." I mean, I didn't let anybody know until you posted it earlier. I shared it so people would know it'd be on. So apparently people were listening anyway. It didn't have anything to do with me, so that's good. That's a benefit. Scott Mead's in good stead when I'm not around. That's for damn sure. So I think we did a good thing. I'm happy to answer the questions. I'm excited about what I'm doing, and I'm hoping there are people out there that are thinking, "Hey, I'm going to try that because I want to get better at making session meads because they like them." I want that because more people making them means more people are going to be looking for them when meaderies open up, and I'll certainly have that to offer them. I wish I could tell you when, but I don't know yet.
Well, keep us posted, and let us know what's going on. And the offer's open if you want to document your process. Like your journey to opening. You're always welcome to come and write on Got Mead.
Yeah, my wife and I have been talking about that and how we want to document what we're doing, just because we obviously wanted.
Well, there's some things you don't want to document, not to the rest of us. Internally, yes, but
True, but we definitely think people will be interested in watching some aspect of the journey, and we just we haven't gotten to the point where there's enough concrete stuff to share, but we plan to share it somehow when we get there. So I'll definitely let you know about taking you up on that offer when we get that idea figured out in our head.
Sounds good. It's a win-win. You guys get airplay, and I get more content on the site. I'm happy, you're happy, and we're all drinking mead.
Always.
So, well, thanks for coming back on, Jason. I really appreciate it. And this was enlightening. I could almost hear AJ scribbling over there. And
yeah, I think I'm up to like 83 pages of notes from Got Mead Live so far.
Wow.
I keep telling her we record these things, and she's like,
"Yeah, but I never go back." The act of taking notes fixes it in my head. I don't actually look at the notes later.
It does do that.
Well, hopefully you scribble down some of my jokes too, because I'm usually not that funny. So hopefully they were really funny tonight, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's fantastic." So, all right, well, thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot, Jason, and keep me posted, and we'll get you back in once the doors are open too.
I'll do that. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.
Night.
Alright, shall I go ahead with that then?
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Woohoo! The American Mead Makers Association is putting on their first ever mead conference, followed by a networking mead-up. It is on March 8th at the Omni Interlochen in Broomfield, Colorado, just before the Mazer Cup. Tickets are selling out fast. Get yours now. Look more at mead-makers.org or facebook.com/groups/American Mead Makers Association on Facebook.
Thank you. And I believe we have a special today, Haim.
Yeah, our mate Joel Robinson from here in Australia has an announcement to make. He said his meadery, Hunter and the Harp, has been working hard with the Five Barrels Brewery in Wollongong, and they have 4 meads that they've collaborated on becoming available at the end of this month. He's got 2 sours, a mango passion fruit, and a tart and twangy finger lime. And he's also got available a hopped mead and a strawberry pink peppercorn and bourbon vanilla. Check him out and watch for the official announcement at www.hunterandtheharp.com.au, and also his Facebook page. Just search for Hunter and the Harp.
Those sound really good. That last one especially.
Cool.
Nums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's won some awards for that one already.
Oh, I'm not surprised. That sounds like a great flavor combination. All right, so one more commercial tonight. If you're looking for a meeting good time, then look no further than the Mazer Cup International Mead Competition and Tasting Event. The Mazer Cup runs from March 9th to 11th, 2017, and includes the biggest mead tasting in the United States, possibly in the world. That's called the Mead Mixer, and it's on Friday, March 10th at the Omni Interlochen Hotel in Broomfield, Colorado. If you go to mazercup.org, you can get all the details and get your tickets. Get them quick. They're selling out fast. So, and we've got some new events coming up that I hunted down because nobody ever sends me any, and that's just a shout out to all you meaderies out there that aren't sending these to me. The Honey and Pollination Center at UC Davis. These are, by the way, all on the show page and linked, so you can get straight to the event in question. The Honey and Pollination Center at UC Davis has the Feast, a celebration of mead and honey, coming up on February 11th, and that's in Davis, California. St. Ambrose Cellars is doing live music every Friday night. They're in northwestern Michigan. They have another event called Thirsty Thursday where you get 35% off refills, and they also have open mic nights on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Golden Coast Mead is doing a Make Mead at Home class on February 18th there in the San Diego area. Boss Meadery, February 3rd, is doing an art opening, Leela Vaughn, and they also have live music as well. Boss Meadery is huge in promoting the arts, so if you are an art fiend, you really need to go there. Meridian Hive Meadery in Austin, Texas, February 24th, and the last Friday of every month has a board game meetup at their tasting room. So if you're a board game nut and you're in the Austin area, isn't that awesome? Yeah. I had a girlfriend who used to live in Austin and is just going to be kicking herself because she's not there. Melavino Meadery in Vauxhall, New Jersey, February 17th and February 18th will be doing mead and chocolate pairings. So that sounds really fun. And then Oranmore Artisan Mead on February 25th is doing music at the Meadery, and they have a band called Intuitive Compass. So that's our mead event lineup for tonight. And if you are a meadery and you have an event that you would like us to read out and also link on Got Mead and read out on the show, please send email to gotmeadlive@gotmead.com. That's gotmeadlive@gotmead.com, and let me know about it, and I'll get it on the show. Coming up next week, we've got Billy Belts, who is a incipient meadery owner. He's in planning right now, and he also happens to be, well, of course, he's also a home mead maker, and he's also a marketing expert. So there could be some really interesting conversation going on there if you are a meadery thinking about doing your marketing. I don't know how much of that we'll get into. We're going to be talking about mead primarily, but just letting you know. And that's all we've got for tonight's show. If you join us next week, Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and what time are we on in Australia? In your part of Australia?
1 p.m. on Wednesday.
1 p.m. on Wednesday in whatever time zones the one time zone
Eastern Standard.
Eastern Standard. Okay.